Okay, so now that I'm able to actually talk about this situation and not cry, I feel like I will lay it all out on the table. I've spoken to you guys about abuse, the abuse with me and my mother, and what had led to self-mutilation. I have recently just told you guys that I'm in an impartial program for my addictions, and I want to talk about it. Since being there, it's been an eye-opener to me, definitely, and I'm not done with the program, but I can say so far I can walk out of there and say I've learned some things. Tomorrow, my mom and I are supposed to go to the place, and I asked her to come with me so we can, actually, for the first time in 6 years, talk about why everything happened, what caused it to happen, and, is she willing to move forward with me and have a relationship? Because that's all I really want with her. Well, when I'm there, I always get asked a lot, why are you here? You're so pretty. You don't belong here. And I obviously do. I have been cutting myself since I was 13. And I will tell you how it all started. I think I've made a video like this twice, but I've cried, and it was obviously hard for me to talk about, and now it's not. When I was younger, the environment I grew up in was very broken. There was a lot of rules and restrictions. My dad was Christian, and he was heavily into all of that. He just raised us to be a certain way, and so he had my mom as you stay home, take care of the kids, you do everything for me, that's all you do, you don't work, I make the money, and you take care of my family. So after when I grew up, that's how I thought things were supposed to be. My mom and dad had a very abusive relationship physically, and I'm just gonna assume emotionally, because that was just really one heck of a relationship. And growing up, I seen it a lot between them, and there's times we didn't have a place to stay, and his dad didn't pay the rent. My dad was addicted to gambling, and I don't know what happened. It was just one day my dad up and decided he didn't want to do this anymore, and I was 11, and I was in school, going to the bathroom, no clue that my parents had split up. And the teacher's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, I just wanted to let you know that your parents are getting a divorce. She said it so nonchalant, and I just was shocked. I was just like, why is it that you know this information and I don't? They're my parents. Why wouldn't they tell me that? Even though I was young, I felt like I had the right to know. So I came home that day, and I was really mad at my mom, and I said, where's Dad? Why hasn't he been here these last few weeks? And she's like, she yelled at me, and she made me go in my room, and she told me don't talk about him anymore. And so I did that. And so time went on. My dad would come around here and there, and then we found out he was with someone else. So then my mom got really mad, and this was when I was 13. She started to verbally abuse me at the time. She'd be like, you're fat, you're stupid, you're out of my face, I hate you, I wish I never had you. She would take my hair when my hair was long, I was little, my hair one time, she would swing me by my ponytail and throw me against the wall and say, leave me alone. And I was already hurt from losing my dad. And now I had to deal with her and her, like, being crazy. And it sounds crazy to say it out loud. I saw in a movie this girl cut herself to feel better. And, I would, like, hit myself, like, because it made me feel better. It's weird that abuse can, when you're getting abused and getting hit, how could hitting yourself make you feel better? But I took this earring like this, the piece that's in my earring, I took it and I carved the word hate in my arm. Because if my dad didn't love me enough to stay, and if my mom hated me enough to do the things she did to me, I hated myself too. And so I hurt myself, and I liked it. It made me relax. And so after that, a year went by, my mom started to drink a lot more. Like, she was like a super mega alcoholic. My mom, I don't even remember a time when my mom was not drunk when all that stuff was going on. And I can just say, like, the slightest thing, like, I don't have anything to wear to school, and she would beat the crap out of me. Like, that's how ridiculous it was. And no, of course, the people who live with us know, but nobody outside the house truly knows what happened. My mom, I will never know the reasons why she did the things she did to me. Like, and I know discipline. My dad disciplined us, and I know abuse because I've seen them abuse each other. Out choking your child, beating your child, like punching your child nonstop in the face, telling your child, nobody loves you, nobody cares about you, so you should just go and lock yourself in your room. My arms were bleeding one day. Blood just coming down from my arms. I was crying. My mom seen it, and she said, "You're making yourself ugly. You're stupid right now. I don't know why you're doing that. It's not going to change anything, so stop doing it." And I was just like, oh, wow. My 14-year-old daughter is slicing her skin open. Let me call her stupid, and maybe she'll stop. No, that only made things worse. There's only one time the police got involved. One time. Or maybe two. And I ran away before the police came, and then 3 days later, they showed up at my school looking for me. And I lied. I had like these scars right here. My mom was hitting me with a stick. And then I had like bruises on my face from when my aunt and my sister were hitting me when I'm trying to help my mom. And they were like, what is that? Like, what happened? And I was just like, oh, nothing, I hurt myself doing this. And I fell. And they're like, so she's never hit you, she's never hurt you or your siblings? And I said, no. And, I mean, she's my mother. How could I have somebody come into my house or her house and take her away from my brothers and sisters? Although, they helped my mom. My sister mainly helped her. No problem in what they did. No shame in what they did. Yet I was the one getting beat, and I didn't want my mom taken from them and them end up in a foster home. So I lied. Because they didn't deserve that. And things never got better with my mom. She forced me to move back home with her. I hated her for that. I continued to cut myself. I tried to kill myself. And I finally said, enough is enough. Like, if I stay here, I'm going to end up dying. So I just, I moved out. And I moved in with my grandparents. And it was just stressful. I mean, I don't really know why she did it, but I feel like it needs to be talked about. Because I feel like had she not done those things, I would not be the way I am now. I have huge trust issues. I won't let myself get close to people because I just believe everybody's going to hurt me. Everybody's going to leave me. And just like make me feel the way she made me feel. And it's really hard. And it's frustrating. I just want things like, I'm stuck right now. Because I feel like I can't move on from this. And it's just like, it drives me crazy. I'm 19 years old and I'm still, dwelling on things that happened from when I was 14. She went on with her life, so why can't I go on with mine? These are my cups, guys. I put this on as well. Not that bad. I have cups right here. And I cut my shoulders. You can see it. But yeah. I mean, it's a process, and I definitely am like ready to stop with this already and put that behind me so I can be a loving, deserving person and all that. But first, I need to deal with her and this whole issue and put it behind me because it's time. Like, I'm so ready to move on and like forgive not only myself, huge factor, forgive her as well. So yeah, but I love her and I really want a relationship with her, and I just want us to like be able to talk to each other about everything. So wish me luck tomorrow, and I'll tell you guys how it goes. Bye.